I pray for their grace. But all that came were inferior shades. Why do we have to bear the consequences of such power?
Time. War.
Ballad of Antara is an upcoming action RPG. The game is set in a sort of open world with a fast and fluid combat style. Through the game, the player will be able to play with multiple characters, even changing the one you're playing in real time, but just if they are with you in the battle. The game is being developed by the studio Tipswork Studio and is coming out in some moment of 2025 to PlayStation 5 and Windows. The game features an interesting feature, a sort of change of dimension, kind of similar to the last Lords of the Fallen, and it looks really good here. And the boss fights looks really sick. So I'm really curious about this one.
Wayward emissaries, grant us the...
We did not betray this world.
This desolate land needs a sprinkle of madness.
Remember, no matter what happens, we did not betray this world.
Crimson Desert is an insane, upcoming open-world RPG. The game is being developed by the studio Pearl Abyss, and it's coming out still in 2025, but with no specific date yet. But it's coming out to Xbox Series X and Series S, PlayStation 5, and PC. This is one of those games that are even hard to believe that they're really good as they look. The graphics are insane. The world seems huge and massive, and is a game with a lot of features like glide, parkour, a nice combat style, dragon ride, and much more. And if it's as good as it looks, it'll be one of the best games of this year.
Don't hurt her! Roderick, remind me, did I make an exception for children?
No, sire.
No. That would have been foolish, would it not? They spread the plague just as well as adults.
The Blood of the Dawnwalker is a new open RPG from the same director of the beloved The Witcher 3. The game is being developed by the studio Rebel Wolves and is coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Microsoft Windows. We still don't know the release date, but I'd say 2026 or 2027. And the interesting thing about the game is that just like The Witcher, the game will be set in a world that reacts to your decisions. All you choose will change something in the story, and the world will be dark and immersive, filled with creatures such as vampires.
Not just a runner, but a fighter, too. Had we met under a different moon, things might have ended there.
人活进了戏里，还是戏， 本就因人而在。
Project the Perceiver is an insane upcoming action RPG game. And like most of the RPGs nowadays, we see some inspirations in Souls-like games, since the combat to the boss fights. The game is being developed by the Studio Paper Games, a Chinese studio, and is coming out in 2025 or 2026 to PlayStation 5 and Windows. The game will be set in a beautiful and immense open world with a lot of quests, enemies, and general content. The visual of this game is something mind-blowing with an impressive combat style and movements. So like most of China's game lately, you should keep an eye out for it.
且让你们体会。 如何相提并论？一将功成万骨枯。从
Pokemon Legends ZA is a new title in the Pokemon series. The story takes place in Lumio City, the largest city in the Kalos region. These days, Lumios is undergoing a high-tech urban redevelopment plan to turn it into a city that people and Pokemon truly share. After you arrive in Lumio City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first partner: Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile.
Pokemon Legends ZA is a new adventure in the beloved universe of Pokemon. We've not seen so much about the game, but we know that it's going to be one of the biggest or the biggest game of the series. It's being developed by the studio game free Nintendo, and it's coming out in 2025 to Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 when it's released. If you know Pokemon, you know what to expect. It's a fun JRPG with unique features, and the most fun thing is always finding and collecting all Pokemons, evolve them, and learn all the mechanics of the game.
Here are some of the colorful characters you'll encounter. When you arrive in Lumios, you'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or Tawny. You'll also meet his partner, Floette. Lumios' redevelopment is being managed by Quasartico Inc. You'll become acquainted with the company's CEO Jet and her secretary Vinny. To help people and Pokemon coexist, the city has set up wild zones. These areas, located throughout Lumios, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive.
Borderlands 4 is the next adventure of the beloved universe of Borderlands. The game is being developed by the studio Gearbox Software, and it'll be released on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch 2, and Microsoft Windows, and the game got a release date already. That is September 12th, 2025. You probably know the series already, but if you don't, it's a looter-shooter series set in a first-person camera with a unique and charismatic graphic style, and it's always been a success since the first game of the series.
Because I was going to make a sandwich. Let's do it. What do I think about Hero? Their disproportionately high cheekbones and comically massive weapons.
Wanker.
Roughing up bandits, because they like to rough up bandits, don't they? So the true hero's me, someone who's breaking new ground with fruit, with veg, on the agricultural side of things.
Just look at them.
Not wafting around.
Fable is the returning of a great Xbox RPG series. The game is being developed by the studio Playground Games, the same studio of Forza Horizon. So it's a different style of game of what they usually do, but it looks fun Let's just hope it is. The game was coming out in 2025, but was postponed to 2026. It's coming out to Xbox Series XS and Windows, but I wouldn't say that a PlayStation 5 version is impossible. But it'll be available day one on Xbox Game Pass. For the fans of the series, this one will be set in the same style, a kind of open world game, with a lot of choices and possibilities of gameplay and story.
That's what defines you, isn't it? Really, stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club. It's to her gift. But you know what it's like when you're young and you have a point to prove.
Phantom Blade Zero is an insane action RPG game. It's being developed by the Studio S game and is coming out to PlayStation 5 and Windows. The release date is still not confirmed, but they said that it's going to be revealed in 2025, so I believe it's coming out in 2026 or later. The game will be set in a kind of linear map, similar to Dark Souls, but no, it's not a Souls-like game, but action RPG with mechanics that resembles Souls-like games. In the game, we'll play with different weapons, facing different enemies and bosses, finding new items and equipments, and honestly, I'm really hyped about this game. Chrono Odyssey is a new, insane, huge MMORPG. It's a game developed in Unreal Engine 5, a game with impressive graphics and visuals. The game is being developed by the studio Chrono Studio and got no release date yet, but is probably coming out in 2025 or 2026 to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. A vast and intricately designed, seamless open world, dynamic action-based combat mechanics based on time manipulation and extensive customization. These are some of the features of this insane game. So for the fans of online RPG games with a massive world to explore, this is a game for you.
But here, in the Taisho era, we're the only detectives that specialize in that sort of thing. Yes, this is the Narumi Detective Agency.
Please, sir. Please, help.
Righto. Got a case. Let's roll. It's time.
Raidou Remastered: The Mystery of the Soulless Army is a classic JRPG game, and now is coming back with better visuals and performance. The game is being developed by Atlus, and will be released in June 19th, 2025 to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, and Windows. The story of apprentice detective and devil summoner extraordinaire Raidou Kuzunoha 14 returns in this remastered classic. Call upon your demons to solve supernatural mysteries and dispose of enemies. So if you like the games from Studio Atlus, this one shall be interesting for you, and remembering it's coming out in June 19th, so keep an eye out for it.
and listen to me for a minute, okay?
So, I ask, are you prepared to lead the life of a devil summoner? Come forth!
Off your arse!
Do the same for that one. Hey! Hey, you! Get out of here!
Calm down. I'm going.
Good choice.
You have a good day, too.
Gothic Remake. The legend is back. Return to the Valley of the Minds in this faithful remake of the genre-defining classic RPG. Explore a handcrafted, organic open world that reacts dynamically to your actions in a gritty, unrestricted experience like no other. The game the remake of a classic RPG game. It's being developed by the studio Alchemia Interactive, and it's coming out probably in 2025 to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The original game was released over 20 years ago, in 2001, and it's a very good and fun RPG game. So if you like big and massive RPG games, that's a good one.
There's the line. You had your share, mate. Get lost. Get lost. Nobody
Time to put that booty to good use.
Come on, fry him! Yeah!
I really thought you could get away with this, eh? Wait. From the studio that brought you Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Part 2. Part 2. And Fallout 3, Part 2. Comes a completely original Part 2. And like all good sequels, we've...
The Outer Worlds 2 is the sequel of the first game, what's obvious. And it's being developed by the studio Obsidian Entertainment that just released Avowed, but the game is coming out still in 2025, it seems, to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The game is an open-world action RPG set in an FPS style. The first game is really fun. It's not a masterpiece, but it's fun. But they promise that now it's going to be even greater in all aspects, so I'm really curious to see how it's really going to be. But for now, we need to wait, because there's no release date yet.
More action. More weapons. And more. Welcome back to the future. Try not to break it again.
I'm not interested in hiring any more idiots. I'm looking for people of tact and vision and perspicacity.
The Outer Worlds 2.
Showa American Story is a game that mixes a lot of styles, but is in its core an RPG game set in a quirky universe in America, but in a Japanese visual style. Netcom Entertainment is the studio developing the game, and it's planned to be released in some moment of 2025, but with no official release date yet, and will only be available on PlayStation 5 and Windows. Showa 66, Japan has bought out most of the United States with its strong economic power. A surge of immigration has firmly planted Japanese culture within the American continent. Two cultures are rapidly amalgamated. Although conflicts are inevitable, citizens gradually adapt to a life never imagined as time goes by.
Where yon the veil did I chance to see. Blighted, yes, or so they say. More righted, though, in fayish way.
Soulframe is a new action RPG set in an online universe, such as an MMORPG. The game is being developed by the studio Digital Extremes, the same studio of the famous Warframe. The game is being developed for some years, and it shall be released still in some moment of 2025, only on PC in the start. It had a closed beta already, and the players really enjoyed the experience. So if you like action RPG games, and also MMO universes, this game shall be interesting for you.
Motes of living worlds, come gather arms against old and herd. And join our family beyond your blood for blight.
Vindictus, Defying Fate, is a new action RPG full of excitement. Defy the fate and create your own path. Fight your way through the journey filled with challenging combats waiting ahead. The game is being developed by the studio Nexon. It's coming out to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The game got no release date yet, but I believe it's going to be announced still in 2025. The game features a great visual style, with a fast gameplay with multiple weapons and characters. Welcome to the world of Vindictus Defying Fate, an adrenaline-fueled action game where every clash is a symphony and every step is a dance with destiny. Where Winds Meet is a new open-world action RPG game developed by a Chinese studio, the Everstone Studio, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5 and Windows in some moment 2025, but with no official release date confirmed. It's set in ancient China at the 10th century. The players will assume the role of a young swordmaster as they embark on a journey to uncover the mysteries of their own identity, explore the breathtaking vastness of ancient China during a tumultuous era where political intrigue, power struggles, and epic battles shape the course of history.
Sisters we are. Sisters will stay. Sisters from birth. Sisters till grave. Smithies they are. Sisters. answers they'll need.
Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a new Chinese action RPG game set in the Souls-like style. The studio developing the game is the studio Linzi, and it's coming out in July 23rd to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Windows. And the game is also coming day one to Xbox Game Pass. The story is set in the land of Shu during the dark and tumultuous late Ming Dynasty, plagued with warring factions and a mysterious illness spawning monstrous creatures. The game got nice graphics and a gameplay that looks really good, especially for the fans of Souls-like games.
Wisdom and kindness. Take the easy times what shape us, nay. 'Tis how we rise.
Forgive me, daughter. 'Twere my only choice.
I shall be the bringer of salvation.
The Witcher 4 is the sequel of the acclaimed The Witcher 3, but now, different of the previous games, the protagonist won't be Geralt anymore, but Ciri, one of the most important characters of the third game. It's being developed by the studio CD Projekt Red, the same studio of Cyberpunk and The Witcher, and is probably coming out in 2027, with luck 2026, to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The new game will be totally made in Unreal Engine 5. That's one of the best engines of the moment, with impressive graphics and insane possibilities. So if you like huge and massive RPG games, this is surely one of these. The Elden Scrolls 6 is finally the new adventure after Skyrim. But wait, this is still a long time to be released. It was announced with Starfield. So this is the game Bethesda is focused now. But when it's coming out, we don't know. But will probably be launched on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The series is acclaimed for being an insane and massive RPG series with a lot of content and possibilities. So this is one of the most anticipated games ever.
I give you my blood. I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight.
The Duskbloods is the new game of the beloved studio From Software. But you, fan of From Software games, you need to know that this is a different game from the other games. It's going to be set in a multiplayer universe, kind of similar to Elden Ring Nightreign. But Duskbloods will be a whole new game in this style, with a theme kind of similar to Bloodborne, but no, with vampires. It's being developed by From Software, and is coming out in some moment of 2026, and will be an exclusive game of Nintendo Switch 2. What makes this game even more curious?
Close your eyes and contemplate now.
Seekers of
of redemption. You were chosen, thrown together by forces beyond our control.
Elden Ring Nightreign is a new game set in a version of the world of Elden Ring. The game is being developed by From Software and is coming out on May 30th, 2025 to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Series S, and Windows. The game will be set in a roguelike style. You choose a class in the start and must survive in the map as you advance and fight enemies and bosses, getting better items and weapons. If you die, you restart all, and as you proceed, the map will start closing, similar to a battle royale game, and the focus here will be co-op. So if you like this style, this one looks good.
Little pillager, bent on sacking the lands of gold, I will swat away any and all who dare approach.
The life of the Night Lord.
Your time is running out.
This place is a womb where we grow our future.
Your weapons fail. Your ammunition runs low.
And you've yet to see our most beautiful creation. All you have is your hatred and your individuality.
System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster is obviously the remaster of a classic first-person sci-fi game released in 1999. The original game is a genre-defining experience that established innovative gameplay mechanics that are a staple of the FPS and RPG genre today. Survive the wretched corridors of Von Braun. Your training has prepared you for this. The studios developing the remaster are Night Dive Studios, Looking Glass Studios, and Irrational Games, and it's coming out in June 25th, 2025 to Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and Windows. So if you missed the classic game, the remaster should be really fun.
Sorry, you want to know the year?
What a pleasure to meet a stalker worthy of the name. It's been far, far too long.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you?
She was looking for someone.
Liza P Overture is a DLC to the original game. Actually, it's going to be almost a new game. What means it'll be huge. The game is being developed by the studio NeoWiz and will be released on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Microsoft Windows. It'll be released in some moment of 2025, but the date is not confirmed yet. If you played the original game, you know what it's about, but if you didn't, it's a Souls-like game set in the universe of Pinocchio with a lot of charisma and style. The game is fluid and is a nice challenge if you like hard games.
Legendary.
Do whatever it takes. Your survival is all that matters. Nothing else comes close, not even my life. I swear I won't be late. Not again.
Many people believe that we have a purpose, as if we had been brought to Tartarus for some reason. Even themselves. Trust me, emissary. Will is the only thing that matters. It creates the hunger.
Pioner drops players into a grim world where survival hinges on exploration, crafting, and smart resource management. As an MMO FPS, it offers both PvE missions and intense PvP zones, with unique crafting mechanics, hundreds of weapons, and a deep story to explore. The studio developing the game is GFA Games, and it's confirmed to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows, and it's planned to be released still in 2025. A game that mixes a fun first-person shooter combat with an MMO experience, but with quests and a storyline to follow, but also combat zones with the PvP fights. Archeage Chronicles is a new MMORPG that looks mind-blowing. Here, we'll explore Auroria, a vast and vibrant world brimming with rich lore and thrilling action. The game delivers an immersive experience that will capture players' hearts, whether they are newcomers to the setting or seasoned adventurers. The game got an insane visual style with a great combat system. Some people are even considering it a Souls-like game. So imagine fighting insane bosses and enemies with your friends, getting better items and equipment, building your characters the way you want, and much more. So it looks really promising.